If you ever see a train arrive at 17 a.m. station that no longer exists, don't get on. I saw it anyway. Barely standing, rusted beams sagged, paint curled like old skin, and weeds clawed through cracks in the concrete. Broken glass scattered across the platform caught the flickering light of a single lamp, casting ghostly shadows at the edge of my vision. An old analog clock stuttered with every tick, its second-hand jerking uneven. Smelled of damp stone and rust, mixed with a faintly sweet scent that made my stomach twist. The train slid silently onto the tracks. One carriage, no markings, no destination, fogged and streaked with condensation, as if something had been breathing inside. The doors opened without a sound. The city beyond the platform seemed impossibly distant. My phone read no signal. The air pressed down on me, heavy and unnatural, and I could feel my heart hammering in my chest. The doors closed behind me with a soft click, and the train, dim lights, flickered once, then settled into a pale yellow glow. The air smelled of rust, wet wood, and old fabric. Were worn and scarred. Metal poles ran down the aisle, cold and smooth under my passengers sat scattered, perfectly still, staring at nothing. Were hollow, vacant, trapped in some endless dream. One looked at me, into a seat. The hum of the tracks beneath me was constant, vibrating through the floor like a warning I couldn't ignore. Across an old woman gripped a suitcase so tightly her knuckles shone white from the bottom, spreading across the floor in slow, deliberate drops. Drip. Farther down, a man in a stiff work uniform stared at the floor, burned, tight and cracked, frozen in place. A child swung his legs with unnerving smoothness, almost mechanical. He didn't blink audibly. It was as though he had always been here, waiting. The train slowed. We passed the station. It was my home, destroyed years ago in a chemical leveled. Streets gone. There it was, perfectly intact. Lights glowed through empty windows. Silent, whole. The doors didn't open. Legs trembling, chest tightening. Every hair on my neck stood on end. The old woman lifted her head. Her eyes were pale, almost translucent, and she stared straight at me. She whispered, her voice muffled. Before I could answer, the train lurched forward. Another station appeared. I had only seen in news footage. Collapsed buildings, flooded streets, and yet looked flawless, untouched. Then another, submerged, destroyed but perfect again. Passengers changed. The man's burned skin peeling away like paper. The child stopped swinging. One of his legs, the old woman's suitcase, leaked faster. Water crept across the floor. Footprints appeared behind her. Though she hadn't moved, the air grew thick and suffocating and heavy, as though the train itself were alive and watching the window. My reflection wasn't me. Pale, lips blue, eyes hollow, water soaked my hair and shirt. I looked in place. Every passenger now stared at me, smiled. Water dripping from his mouth. The man's eyes were black pits. The old woman's lips words I couldn't hear. "This is your stop," the child said. The train. Outside, a platform appeared in complete darkness. No lights, only the roar of water. Endless. The wind whipped through the gaps, carrying a cold, wet stench. The door's hands gripped me, pulling me forward. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. My lungs, heavy and cold, as if filled with water. My feet barely touched the ground. And then I understood, people where they want to go. It takes them back. Asterisk died, asterisk, closed behind me. The same distant, flat voice announced, next 17 a.m. every night.